What if everything you were taught about money was designed to keep you working forever? Most people spend their entire lives chasing paychecks, paying bills, and hoping that someday they'll finally have enough. But when researchers study self-made millionaires, they discover something surprising. It's not about earning more money. It's about thinking about money in a completely different way. This isn't about luck or inheritance. The difference lies in mental frameworks that wealthy individuals use to make decisions about money, time, and opportunity. These frameworks are rarely taught in schools or discussed in mainstream conversations about personal finance. In this video, we're exploring the psychological differences between how millionaires think about money compared to the average person. By the end, you'll understand the invisible belief systems that shape financial outcomes for millions of people. Let's start with the most fundamental difference. Most people think about money in terms of what it can buy. A new car, a bigger house, the latest technology. But millionaires see money through a different lens. They see each dollar as a tiny employee that can work for them around the clock. This subtle shift changes everything. When someone views money as something to spend, they focus on consumption. When someone views money as something to deploy, they focus on multiplication. Consider two individuals who each receive a $10,000 bonus. The first person thinks about upgrading their lifestyle. The second person asks how they could position that money to generate more money over time. Neither approach is morally superior, but the mathematical outcomes over decades are dramatically different. But here's the part most people miss. Wealthy individuals have a completely different relationship with time. Most people trade time directly for money. They work an hour, they get paid for an hour. Millionaires think about time in terms of leverage. They ask how they can do something once and get paid repeatedly. This isn't about avoiding work. Many self-made millionaires work incredibly long hours. The difference is what they're working toward. They're building something that compounds over time, not just earning paychecks. This compounding concept extends beyond investments. It applies to skills, relationships, reputation, and knowledge. Wealthy individuals think in terms of what will grow exponentially rather than remain stagnant. The average person thinks about what they can afford right now. Millionaires consider opportunity cost. Every financial decision means giving up something else. When a wealthy individual considers a purchase, they're calculating the future value, not just the present cost. This doesn't mean they never enjoy their money. It means they're acutely aware of trade-offs in every financial decision. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Millionaires have a different relationship with risk than most people assume. They're not reckless gamblers. Research suggests they take calculated risks where potential upside significantly outweighs potential downside. Where most people avoid risk entirely, wealthy individuals see calculated risk as the price of admission for building wealth. They understand that keeping money in a savings account might feel safe but carries its own risks, including erosion of purchasing power over time. They've learned to distinguish between perceived risk and actual risk. The feeling of safety doesn't always correlate with actual security. There's another dimension that often goes unnoticed. Millionaires think about value creation rather than value extraction. Many people approach finances by asking how to get the most while giving the least. Wealthy individuals flip this equation. They focus on creating value for others through businesses, investments, or professional contributions. They recognize that wealth flows toward those who solve problems and meet needs. The size of their income connects directly to the size of problems they solve. Most people think about money in isolation. Millionaires think holistically. They see connections between health, relationships, time, energy, and money. They might turn down higher pay because it would destroy their health or family life. They're playing a longer game with more variables. This brings us to perhaps the most important difference. Millionaires have an extended time horizon. Where most people think in weeks or months, wealthy individuals think in years and decades. This patient perspective changes everything about financial decisions. When you're thinking about the next paycheck, you make certain choices. When you're thinking about 20 years ahead, you make entirely different choices. Many millionaires view money not as an end goal but as a byproduct of doing other things well. They're often more focused on building, creating, or solving than on money itself. Wealth becomes a side effect of pursuing excellence. It's important to acknowledge these frameworks don't guarantee wealth. Luck, timing, and circumstances play significant roles. but studying how wealthy individuals think offers valuable insights. Not because everyone needs millions, but because understanding these perspectives helps people make more informed decisions. How do your beliefs about money shape your financial decisions? The invisible frameworks in our minds determine outcomes more than we realize. Millionaires who built wealth from scratch didn't just learn different strategies. They developed different ways of seeing the world. They questioned assumptions most people accept without thinking. Perhaps the most valuable takeaway is recognizing that how we think about money is itself a variable we can change. Our mental frameworks aren't fixed. The question isn't whether you'll become a millionaire. The question is whether your current beliefs about money are serving the life you want to create.